Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cropper here. The assertion has been made that in a small school a child has less ability to develop his social skills. He needs 1,000 kids or 300 around him. 5 won't do it. That assertion's been made, and I don't think it's been adequately countered. But I did have a realization that it is absolutely a misunderstanding of the situation. And I had this from evidence here in my school, in this very room I'm standing in. The evidence came like this. Garrett and Caden don't get along. Caden hates Garrett. Garrett loves it when people hate him. So he feeds off of that. And Cuman despises Garrett a bit, not as much as Caden does. Now, all three of those are the 3 old boys, the 3 upper boys, and they all sit together at one table, and the 4 younger kids sit together at another table. That allows things to work better. So either Caden has to sit next to his younger brother Cuman, or he has to sit next to Garrett, or he has to sit between them, which means he has to sit by both. Now the option doesn't exist in this little teeny school to just go off and find another friend from another class. You have to learn to get along with the kids in this school. And that, I think, is a stronger incentive for the kids to become socially adept and for them to sort of mature and learn how to hold their tongue and learn how to tolerate others that they don't like. That's much, much more similar to the workplace they're going to encounter later in life. And to prepare them for that, should we put them in a classroom with 30 kids that are exactly the same age? Does that occur in the workplace? Exactly the same age? Caden missed the deadline by 2 or 3 days to be in the next grade up, so that he was held back into a younger grade. And the principal or whatever, when they went and talked to the school, the principal said, that's too bad because he's already big for his age. You know, and it's like, God, you just damned this kid to a childhood of worse pains than he would have had. Good old Lord. And he's like, that's a shame. Great. I'll start a school and take him from you, bonehead. Not that he cares, makes his job easier. Well, the point is now that Caden doesn't have the option of just goofing off during class and then going outside of recess and finding whoever he can get along with. He has to get along with these people, and that is much more like the social world that you can't choose the people that you hang out with if you get a job at McDonald's. You've got to work with the people that work there. You've got to put up with slow idiots, and you've got to, you've got to be tolerant of people who make you look like you're lazy, or else you've got to pick up your pace. One or the other, but it's not such a structured environment as it is in the public schools. I'll continue the point. So Caden was held back just because of 2 or 3 days he missed. Garrett's just a couple months older than Caden, just a couple of months, and so they shouldn't be a full grade apart, especially if you take into consideration extraneous facts. Is the age really the only freaking factor? Maybe we should test the kids and put them in the grade level that they deserve to be in. Maybe we should teach them according to what they know and how well they can think, instead of teaching them according to what day they were born. Now, I don't see any reason why it would be worse to have more kids, but I did want to point out that it is not a disadvantage to have a small classroom. There are some advantages. The kids have less opportunity to goof off, but that's higher cost. We couldn't do that all across the nation with every single student. You could with private schools, but not with public schools. So the point is, social skills are learned not by hanging around with kids that are born within 12 months of you or whatever, within this certain packet of time, but social skills are learned by adapting yourself to others to the extent that you can, to the extent that you need to. I just want to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, that I did not take the attitude of most people as far as kids sharing toys and stuff. If one of the kids is playing with, they're coloring in this book, or they're playing with Athena during lunch, and another kid comes over and wants to play with Athena, and the first kid says, leave her alone, I'm playing with her. I don't go over and say, now you two share. Don't be selfish and you share. What I go over and I say is, Brandon, why are you interrupting? Garrett's playing with Athena. And he says, I want to play. Well, Garrett wants to play with her. Why do you have a right to interrupt when Garrett's playing, huh? Doesn't Garrett have a right to play with Athena? Doesn't he? If he does, then why does Brandon's right trump it just because he's not playing with her? So I do not allow the onerous idea of selfishness being evil to infect the daily morals of the class. There's no such thing as you have to share. Okay? That means the kid's going to have more respect for his property. If he has to share everything, he doesn't care about anything. Right? And if he can get anything he wants just by going over and saying, I want it, I want it. Oh, you go over and Timmy? Did you hear him? He wants it. You got to share with him. Why? Because you can't be selfish. Off with that. And off with the idea that you can't socialize a kid in a small class. I don't want to socialize him, but can't give him social skills. Out with that idea.